Hello. I just wanted to share a few things that I'm working on right now. They're really different. They're all Everything I work on is always very different. Life would be so much easier if I could consistently focus on one idea and just keep reproducing and iterating on that idea. But I feel very strong urges to follow all threads of curiosity. And I'm working on simplifying and bringing these things together. But it's a real struggle. It's a real internal struggle to love this many things. And you'll see once I show you once I share my projects from July, you'll see. You'll say, because I want to be, I want to have a body of work, but none of this exists in one body of work. I mean, it does because I made it. And I will continue to keep working on very different things, but I would like the work I share to have a clear and consistent message. I'm just not there yet. Anyway, here is a button that I sculpted. I couldn't find any large buttons online. I could, but they looked really shitty. Temu was the main supplier of them, and I was like, they were hollow in the back. I was like, what is this? This is not a button. It's a piece of plastic. So I took matters into my own hands. I sculpted this button, and I'm aware that I could have 3D printed it, but I like that at first glance it looks like, oh, maybe it was machine made, but then you look at it a little closer, not all the holes are not perfectly the same. The curves, the bevel, it's like there's slight imperfections, but not to the point where they're distracting or they take away from the object. And that's what I always strive for, and that's what I like about it. And the fact that I made it with my hands, it fits really snug into my palm, and all of the curves just feel really nice on my fingers. Those touching stones, those stones with the indent in them, kind of is like that. It's very soothing to the touch. So this one needed to be perfect because I was going to make silicone molds with it, and I've already made the molds. I'm working on making a lot more, but these are the 3 that I have. I'm aware that they're not stored properly. Just too lazy to figure out how to store them right now. And here are some of the casts that I made. These are resin. So this original one is sculpted from Sculpey, and these are casted in resin. They all look the same. I don't know why I'm showing you each one. They're all exactly the same. But I gotta sand them, I gotta paint them, put some gloss on them. They'll be, great objects to carry around. And that's been the big main project. It took a long time to source the materials, figure out the process, figure out the best steps for coloring them. There's a lot of avenues you can take with making molds and resin. A lot of good resources out there. It was nothing beats those Facebook groups with 60-year-old people in them, just sharing their knowledge. Nothing beats it. Not AI. And this was a handkerchief that I made for Father's Day. F is the first letter of my father's name. And with this, it was somewhat of a selfish gift because I really wanted to figure out how to do like the cleanest applique technique possible. Applique is like used for like quilting, definitely some garments. Don't see it a lot though. It's primarily in quilting, and I'm not really interested in quilting except for the applique technique. And usually when I see it, it always has like a raw edge, or it's just kind of crafty looking, like too crafty looking. I just wanted to know how to make it as clean and as possible while also being able to do complex shapes, because another thing I see with applique is the shapes are usually quite like cartoonish, like they're very graphic, and this is graphic, but it is like a complex shape, and I just wanted to know if like I could do it, and I figured out that I could. So this F is the second layer of fabric. You can't like tell from this camera, but because it like could be printed, but yeah, I cut out like a piece. Well, I dyed both of these fabrics. I cut out the F, did the whole applique technique that I figured out, and then the main part that I was worried about was like this thinner line in the F, because yeah, I've just never I can't finish that thought, I'm sorry. Anyway, this part I was kind of worried about. In the back you can see my hand stitching, and I thought maybe that will be too like distracting, it'll look too crafty, but I think it really gives like a nice element of charm to the handkerchief and alludes to whoever's looking at it that it was made by hand. So you can, sorry, you can kind of see that stitching. And today I just completed my first forging class. I'm so glad. When I was considering doing courses in forging, I almost just immediately signed up for like a 6-week course. I was like, I can totally do that for 6 weeks. No, I'm so glad I just signed up for a 1-day class because I definitely need like a month break. And then I'll come back to it. We'll see. It might take a couple months for me to come back to it. It was very physically demanding, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I do a lot of physically demanding things in my work, and so it's fine. It was fine. But I was very tired afterwards. A lot of heat. Let me just show you. Okay. The purpose of the class was to make a box cutter. Mine is now just a very pointy, dangerous object that I can protect myself with if ever necessary. But here, the main reason I took this class was to figure out how they do this twisty part, because I think in any like metal object or like piece of furniture, the twisty part I'm always mesmerized by. I love it. So here, yeah, she's pretty cool. We made that hole. It's not even all the way around, but it got pretty round, I will say. And I don't know why I obliterated the tip. I don't think I was supposed to sand it this much, but I mean, it's a shiv. Like, that could do some real damage. It's just supposed to be a box cutter. I just went ham on the sander. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to start just documenting my smaller projects in this way, I think, because I really only publicly share like the larger works that I make, and these smaller objects, the buttons, they're definitely like part of a bigger project, but everything else, it's like these smaller projects definitely get lost into a void. But they're the most like informative and educational to me. I learn a lot by delving into these threads of curiosity, and they're just as important as like bigger finished pieces. They all enrich my practice, and I want them to exist somewhere. I'm now seeing like another. This I made so long ago, but I also never really shared. This is a pair of shorts I made because I just couldn't find shorts that I liked. And it has like an invisible zipper in the back, kind of. I don't know if this counts, but yeah, they just fit me perfectly. It's amazing. So, thank you. Goodbye.